When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
Start training for a new career in as little as 18 days. National EMS Institute's innovative boot camp program will train you for a new career. Learn to respond to emergency situations and become a certified EMT in just 18 days. National EMS Institute guarantees 100% job placement. Visit www.nationaleMSinstitute.com today to learn more about our 18-day boot camp. Or call us at 1-800-497-6732. NationalEMSInstitute.com.
Stuck in a boring, low-paid job? By 2017, there will be a shortage of 2 million cybersecurity jobs worldwide. If you have a technical background but don't have a computer certification, you're being drastically underpaid. In months, you could be qualified for a new job in information technology, making real money with real job security. A new career is just a few clicks away at thecodeoflearning.com.
You're listening to The Rod Eccles Show.
Six 835-3224 is the number. Wheelchair-bound state of Maine man who shot home invader, faces eviction for owning a gun. Maine resident Harvey Lembo, Lembo, had suffered from a number of health issues, which wound up landing him in a wheelchair. Then his apartment was broken into. Not once, not twice, not thrice. Those of you in Rush Limbaugh's Real Linda, that's not 3 times, but 4 times. Having had enough of being the target of criminals, Mr. Lembo went and purchased himself a handgun. Now, keep in mind, he's in a wheelchair. He's wheelchair bound. His apartment's been broken into 4 times previous. So on one September day, well, actually on the night of the very same September day that he brought his new weapon home, criminals broke into his house for a 5th time. Broke in for the 5th time. Now, I don't know about you, but this guy actually had some restraint, and you'll see in just a second as I continue with the story. But if my domicile, my place of residence, had been broken into 4 times prior, and now I'm at home in a wheelchair, and somebody's breaking in for a 5th time, oh, hell no. I ain't going to show any restraint. I'm just going to start opening fire. I'm just going to go blam, 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 blam. You know, and if you got hit, you got hit. If you got out alive, you're lucky. I don't know. Look, I've had my car broken into before, and a radio pulled out of the dash and stolen. I know what that kind of violation of your personal space feels like. Now, before you feel all sad, trust me, the criminals are the ones that got the shock. Because the only thing that worked in that radio was the tape deck. The radio didn't work. No, it didn't work. It was a Hyundai, by the way. I'm not going to say when. It was a long time ago. It didn't work. But the radio part didn't. Only the tape deck worked. And the speakers were off. But that was due to the radio. So I couldn't tune in. only the. In fact, I had a CD player, and I connected that portable CD, that Discman, connected that to the tape things, because you put in that tape, the cassette tape. Cassette tape adapter. You put that. It was a cassette tape, basically that you plugged your Walkman, your Discman into, and you put that into the tape. That's how I played music. I played it off CDs that I was making because the radio didn't work. But no, they didn't take the Discman because the Discman I had put in the glove box. They didn't bother to check the glove box because they would have had a Discman at least too. Back then, they were a little bit more pricey than they obviously are today. But no, they broke the lock. Wasn't hard to do. I mean, they damaged that door. Couldn't be locked again after them. But hey, But they stole the radio out of the dash. Didn't really. I don't know how they did it because they really didn't damage the dash at all. Dashboard. It just pulled it. But now at first, I was ticked. I was pissed off. I could not believe the door was locked. They jimmied, for whatever reason, they picked this little car amongst all these other cars. Probably because they thought it was easy to break into, and it was. They jimmied the lock, broke the lock, and then took the broken radio out. I was mad for all about 30 seconds, and then I realized, wait, they're going to go try to fence this radio that didn't work. I hope they have fast feet. Whoever they try to fence this off to and they find out this doesn't work, they better be running. So I quickly went from being upset and feeling violated to laughing. There was a guy, because I was parked on the street, right behind the Boston Public Library. So if you know the area, the Boston Public Library is in the Back Bay, and I was on the back side of the Boston Public Library. Now, across the street from where I was parked is a parking lot that you pay to park in. Now, you got to pay to park on the street, but I didn't need to pay the ridiculous price that was in the lot. Not that it really mattered, because they don't pay attention anyway. But there was a guy outside of the library in the back door. He was smoking. I start cracking up. I'm walking around my car, looking at the rest of it, seeing everything else, and I'm laughing my butt off. And the guy was obviously on a cigarette break, couldn't contain himself. He goes, he comes over, he goes, you okay? Everything okay? He says, I don't know whether or not you're okay or not, because, you're checking out your car and did somebody hit your car? And I'm like, no. And I explained it real briefly. Somebody broke into the car. I can see here on the passenger side, because the passenger side was against the sidewalk, not the street. Passenger side lock. The lock doesn't, I can open and close the door, but I can't lock it now. See? It won't lock. They broke the lock, and they stole my radio. And he goes, oh my good, should we call the cops? I'm like, no. And I explained to him, joke's on them. They stole a broken radio. And so basically what they left me was an opening in the dashboard that day, because I had my Discman that they did not take because they didn't go in the glove box. So I had my Discman. Now I needed speakers, right? So I can still play the Discman. I was battery operated. I don't think I didn't have an adapter to plug into the cigarette lighter, which, by the way, also didn't work. So I got a stack of batteries, not rechargeable, unfortunately, but I got a stack of batteries, and I went to not Best Buy, but Lechmere. I went to a store it doesn't exist anymore. Lechmere has long since gone out of business, but Best Buy was one of their biggest competitors, and Lechmere was one of the Best Buy's biggest competitors. So I went to Lechmere and bought, at the time, I spent $80 on these speakers that you plug your Discman into. So I spent about $80. I think it's pretty expensive for those. Spent $80 on these speakers that you plug your Discman into. And I put the speakers up in the car, put the Discman where the radio used to be, because now it's a big enough open spot. It was just empty. So I put the Discman there, and I was able to play anything I wanted to play. And on occasion, I used to have this big boom box that had an 8-track tape to it. It was old. And sometimes I'd bring that into the car so I could listen to the radio, so I could listen to AM, because I often like to listen to Rush. And I could take those speakers and plug it into that boom box, which sat in the seat next to me. Now, the funny thing is that because I was able to get the door locked finally, but who's going to want an old 8-track? It was a dual cassette with an 8-track tape player, and somebody sees the 8-track tape hole. Who's going to steal that? They're going to laugh at that. But so I ended up with actually a better system, because they took out the radio, and I didn't even replace the radio. All I did was go out and spend money on speakers and use everything else I already had in this old Hyundai, which was later totaled by a plow blade on a pickup truck about a year later. So it's a good thing I didn't spend any money. But anyway, but this poor guy, at the library was like, well, this